What is up, guys? In today's video I'm going to be going over my controller and Fortnite settings for Chapter 7 Season 1. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, comment down below if this video helped you, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolveJake, just like my channel name is, and it is to the right of the screen, but typically it's underneath the webcam at all times. Also, my controller sponsor, AIM, is having a holiday sale where you can currently customize the controller however much you like, for I think 220 USD or 200 euros. Typically with custom controllers, each kind of alteration and addition you make increases the price, but with this sale you just pay one price. There'll be a link down below where you can check them out. Also, I recently made a controller settings for the Simpsons season. Pretty much nothing has changed. I'm not someone who changes my settings consistently at all, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you think there is something you need to change or like some sort of weakness you're trying to address with changes. But I've been asked constantly on pretty much every single video I upload or every time I stream to make a new settings video, so here we are. As far as graphic settings, I play on DX12, 240 FPS capped, and then pretty much everything on low or off. I just want the game to run as consistent and as stable as possible, so that is why I have everything on low or off, and DX12 is just a render mode I have played for a while. Tried the new performance mode when it came out a few seasons ago, didn't prefer it. The only change I've made to my settings, to my knowledge, is going to be that the hit marker audio setting has changed. My volume settings are here. Main 100, music 50, usually it's lower. I just have it up for this video to have some sort of background noise. But it doesn't really matter. Sound effect 70, dialogue 0. Sound quality I have high, 3D headphones I have on off. This is just how I've had things for a while. This hit marker setting is the only thing I changed to my knowledge, and that is going to be that I have this set to legacy now. This is because with Chapter 7, they changed the way it sounds when you hit enemies and stuff. And if you don't like that sound, you can go back to the legacy setting. Don't know if it's not really better or worse one way or the other. It's just preference. It's something that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Visualize sound effects I have on. This is really overpowered for your awareness in game. If you've ever seen my videos or anybody's videos, probably they have the little indicators around their characters showing where shots are coming from, showing where chests are. That's the visualize sound effect setting, and it is really overpowered, so I'd recommend having it on. Licensed audio I have muted. That's like copyrighted music and stuff, just because I make videos and things. Voice chat doesn't matter. Text chat doesn't matter. Toggle sprint I have on off. Auto open doors on. Mantle activation, hold jump, hurdle activation, press jump, hold to swap pickup I have on off. ADS while held, this is the aim down sight behavior. I would rather hold my aim down sight button to aim in and then have the character unaim in when I release the button, rather than it being a toggle thing. Auto pickup weapons off. Preferred item slots, I have shotgun in slot 1, and then everything else unassigned. I like having shotgun in slot 1 so I can just consistently get to it as fast as possible. For build mode, there's reasons why having shotgun in slot 1 really matters. I think what really matters with your inventory slots is going to be what things are next to and what you're used to having. If you play the quick weapon setting where you can tap one button to get to slot 1, I think you definitely want your shotgun in slot 1 so you can get to that as fast as possible. And then everything else just kind of gets rearranged around it. Typically, I would put my AR in slot 2, my Forsaken Blade or Bunkers in slot 3, heals in slot 4, and then Shockwaves in slot 5. That way I could Shockwave and then easily get to the shotgun, and then easily get to the AR. I just don't have it set up that way in the loadout options, just for mainly off-spawn reasons. If I get like an SMG off spawn, I kind of want that in slot 2 rather than the air, but it's just incredibly niche and doesn't really matter. The main thing is that you put shotgun in slot 1. Building, I have simple build off, reset building choice on, turbo building on. I don't use simple edit. And then I don't know if any of this matters. Tap to search interact you want on. That's really important. It makes where you can just tap to open a chest rather than holding the button. Just makes it a little bit easier and more convenient. Replay mode on. Activate sleep mode never. Don't know how much this matters. I don't really have anything set in a way that matters. I like cumulative damage numbers. That's where it adds up. Damage number scale, I just have at 100. HUD scale 90. I have net debug stats on. This is something I get asked about a lot. This is like how you show the ping on the top left of your screen. That's net debug stats. And then you can also disable spectators, I believe. Yeah, show spectator count. So you can disable that. I've had a lot of people comment that they get nervous when somebody's spectating them or whatever, or like ask me if that's something I think about at all. I don't really notice or care or like think about it really, but if you are someone who gets worried about that sort of thing, you could turn that off and then it just doesn't affect you. And it's not like knowing that somebody's spectating you is ever really something that matters. For my controller settings, build immediately, builder pro on, auto run off, edit hold time in as low as possible, slide hold time. This is an important setting. I've had a lot of people say it's like hard for them to slide, or they question like how I can slide while using heals. The main thing you want about your slide hold time is you just want this as low as possible to where you can activate it without accidentally activating it. You want sliding to be easy and convenient, but you don't want to be accidentally sliding when you don't intend to. And I think for a lot of people that struggle to slide in certain situations or struggle to do like the sliding while healing, I think it's mainly just because their slide hold time is too long. And the way I slide and heal at the same time is I jump, start using the heal button, and then land in a slide. So you jump, heal, and then like slide. You don't drink the heal and then slide. You kind of jump, use the heal while in air, and then if you tap your slide button while you're in air, if you have enough momentum, your character will slide. But if your slide hold time is too long, that might be a struggle for some people. I'm not too sure. Vibration I have off. Quick weapon I don't personally use, but it's a pretty good setting. Build mode and edit mode sensitivity 2 and 2.1. First person mode 1.08. Use advanced options on. I play 40 horizontal and vertical. And this is what I played for a while. If you go back to look through years of settings, I don't like having any boosts on. My ADS sense is still 11. Scope speed multiplier 1.10. No look dampening time linear. Aim assist 100. Dead zones 1010. I don't use this trigger release setting. I've just never adjusted it. When it first came out, I put it at the max and I put it at the lowest, and I didn't really notice a difference one way or the other. But my controller does have like mouse click triggers, so that could be something that impacts that. And then my keybinds are pretty standard. I use right stick crouch, sprint on left D-pad, but that's one of the things I use a paddle for. It's actually the only paddle I use is for sprinting. So left D-pad would be awkward to hit otherwise, but I use a paddle for it. That's a button on the back of the controller you can get when you get custom controllers. Jump I have on X. I do play claw, which is where my index finger is on the triangle, circle, X, square buttons at all times. And so I don't need to get too creative with my keybinds because I could just hit everything that way without taking my thumbs off the stick. The main thing you kind of want to be able to do is you want to be taking your thumb off the right stick as little as possible, because if you're taking your thumb off the right stick, you can't be like actively aiming while doing that, and that is a problem. Because like if you have to take your thumb off the stick to jump, then your jump shots aren't going to be as good. And if you need to take your thumb off the stick to like crouch, you're not going to be able to like crouch in fights, probably not going to be able to slide in fights well. That's one of the main benefits of paddled controllers, is having those buttons on the back and having them mapped to different actions allows you to hit those buttons without taking your thumb off the stick. That way you can be as fluid doing so and like do so consistently while fighting. Since I play claw, I don't need to take advantage of that as much. Claw is like kind of like an outdated thing. Before paddled controllers were really an option, that was what people did to get those same advantages. And I've been playing claw for a long time, so it's just something that I don't feel like changing, or never really thought about changing. I reload with square, L1, R1, weapon swap, pickaxe, left stick, R2 fire, L2 ADS, square reload. This doesn't really matter right now. It was with like the extra snipers. Changing material I have on right stick. Trap picker is on square, but it doesn't really matter. Standard binds of R2, R1, L2, L1 for building. Switch mode is circle. And I don't think any of this other stuff really matters. I think it's mostly just, you know, kind of irrelevant stuff. Map on touchpad. If you play a PlayStation controller, that's one thing you can kind of do. Some people can like activate the touchpad by like hitting the top of it here. And so you could maybe map something to the touchpad if that's what you wanted to do. And that like, you know, feels comfortable and works for you. It kind of depends on the person. Just going through this, but I don't think any of it really matters. But in case there is something that matters or that people want to see, they can pause. But yeah, that is it for the settings. As I said at the start of the video, I get questioned about it constantly, and it kind of confuses me because if you look back, I make a settings video every season, and pretty much nothing ever changes. Very rarely does anything change because for the most part with settings, you just want to find what's comfortable and what works for you, and then stick with that, and then only make adjustments if needed. Just because there's a new season doesn't mean you need to completely rework your settings or anything like that. And based on some comments that I get, it seems like some people kind of think that way. But either way, that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. My link to aim controllers will be down in the comments below. If you use my code, you will get that discount. Like I said, 220 USD, 200 euro for a fully customized controller with all, you know, the options, paddles, digital triggers, digital buttons, TMR sticks, all of that. You can customize it to your liking. But I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.